I'll tell you what, Majaw. I was at most, I was thinking, like, because it was perspiring like fucking no one's mad dog.
Dreams, I think, are meant to be lived. Some of us spend half of our lives trying to live our dreams, while some spend half of their lives in search of one. It's not easy doing either.
You may be a punk or be with a new wave craze.
Especially at a time and place where dreams were considered a waste of time. There were a few who tried to live their dreams every day.
But you can sway to reggae music.
There was Lou,
To reggae music.
AJ, Bert, Rudy, Sam, Ferdy, and many others. And then there was the Great Society.
You may be from America or what they call the land of plenty. You may be from Jamaica, it doesn't matter as long as you're free. But you can sway to reggae music.
I came to know about the Great Society when I was 7. I did not quite know what they were all about, but I knew for sure that I wanted to be a part of them, just like many others in my hometown. But as time passed by, my dream to join the Great Society started to get distant. Life took me away from the rain-filled streets of my home. Today, after 15 years, I head back home in search of my dream, in the hope that a part of it may be alive somewhere. I grew up in Shillong, a sleepy town in the northeastern part of India. As kids, the only two things we ever did were pick fights or play music. Actually, music was a way of life. Everyone had a little song to hum.
Where I see Shillong much more ahead musically than other states in the Northeast was the fact that I think because of the climate, the British coming in here, the schools being here, then I think it's also the fact that Christianity being the predominant religion here in the Northeast, except for a few states.
As I drove through the streets of Shillong, I was excited yet uncertain. A lot had changed, a lot was still the same. In between all this, I was happy to see that my childhood hero was still the same.
The seedling from there. So this is the new batch which they are doing.
Buy a house now, enough is enough.
But where's the fucking money, man? I'm broke as a fucking dog.
when I first met Majaw, Lou Majaw, he was already a legend in Shillong for years, and I was, I think, about 18 or 19. I never imagined that I would become a professional musician or something, but one wanted to. Anyway, I played bass with him in the beginning, and then we formed Great Society with Bert.
The formation of Great Society in Shillong is yet another big chapter, in the short, sweet shelf of rock and roll music, or rock music for that matter, in the Northeast. I think Great Society takes a good seat, so to say.
It started at a very young age, I should say, because I was in this boarding. I started from there, we have this solitary guitar over there, which, the first person who holds the guitar, that means he gets to play it. We have this recreational half hour, after dinner. So most of the time, I skip dinner just to be able to play with the guitar because, it feels so beautiful, feels so comfortable and things like that. So that's how I started, you can say, my romance with the guitar. I might sound kinky, romancing with a guitar, a piece of wood, but it's the most beautiful wood on earth.
If you look at Great Society at that time, it was not just a band, it was also an institution, because whoever played there, for us it was also a learning school. We actually honed our craft while playing with the Great Society.
It's like an institution, it's like an education for me. Actually, earlier I was playing what kind of music, like metal or anything, I could be doing that. Later on I came with Lou and showed me the direction of music, taste of music. So I discovered blues, I discovered lots of things.
When I joined them, I was quite new, I was quite young. I was nervous, I was scared. I was scared because Great Society has a name.
Great Society was like my family, musical family, So I had to get back there because I knew it was something better, something more into what I was wanting to do. Now I realize what my dad meant, because those days he couldn't make it. He couldn't live off, musicians couldn't live off what they were earning in those days. So I knew he was concerned. So he said, don't do it. But then I think now, if I didn't stick to my guns, or to my guitars, so to speak, then I don't think I would be what I am today.
The band grew from here, and I think the best time for Great Society was when EJ was there playing guitar, Bert was playing drums, Sam was there also to help with the drums and percussion, Rudy was playing bass, and Lou was there, and I was also helping out with harp and other things. I think that was the time when Great Society was at its best.
Yet someday, what I know is what they do. And how I feel is something I owe.
We didn't even have proper instruments, forget about making an album, and neither was there anybody willing to foot the bill.
At that point of time, we never could afford hiring buses or anything like that. And the concept of having a sound system and all that also was not there.
sweet loving, baby, it's driving me insane.
We would travel by taxi, and we would have the amplifiers on the floor of the cab at the back, and our feet would be, on top of the amplifier like that, and guitars at the back. And we never had, speaker cabinets. We just took the speakers, and every time we came to a particular venue where we would be having the concert, first thing we would do was go and look either for a shop that sold tea leaves, or maybe a Bata shoe store where we would get the crates. And those crates we would then cut up and make into speaker cabinets, fix the speakers, and then use it for the show. I mean, that's how we did things at that point of time.
It couldn't have been any other way. It couldn't have been any other way. I guess that's where I am today because of that. All the tough times we had, the places we've played, the people we've met, the experiences we've been through, the distances we've traveled in that taxi, in the Ambassador. Like, it's crazy. I don't think anyone else would have done that,
The role that Lou primarily played, I think, cannot be underplayed or cannot be understated. It is a fact that as far as rock is concerned, he is the main man behind everything.
In 1966, I landed up in Kolkata. Then met some friends, said, hey, there's a guy who plays guitar and he sings and things like that. So we got together over there as, as a group, a band and things like that. And we call ourselves the Oracle Bones. So it was very nice, where we have to do all these kind of songs, like from Beatles to Rolling Stones to Hollies to Monkeys. Like the bands during that particular time. And I was paid 5 rupees a night. That was in Molaruch, which is very nice. 5 rupees a night is a hell lot of money. When you don't see money, all your lives, and all of a sudden $5. Then when you finish your work, then they give you $5. And of course, with dinner. So dinner is not a la carte or something like that. But whatever it is served over there is our boy, that is dinner. So we all ate and, happy as pigs and shit. Then I started traveling, all over the countryside, wherever. And then I landed up in Kathmandu city, one of the most beautiful cities. That was during the Flapa days and things like that. It was simply fantastic. So after playing all these, what I had mentioned before, Beatles, Rolling Stones, Monkeys, Hollies, song of that time. Then there used to be one Anglo-Indian guy, his name is Kenny. They said, hey Lou, I'll bring some disc, man. They said, yeah, please bring, man. Let's get something new going on. No? So he brought Chuck Berry and Bob Dylan. Then I listened. I said, oh fuck, this is good shit, man. This is dynamite. That kind of thing. And the lyrics, it's so, this full of wits, full of humor, and so rich and things like that, And Dylan, of course, it just blew me away.
In music, Lou found friends. And in friends, he found music. Lou knew this was the calling. Lou taught me and many others like me to dream. He even shared his dreams with us. His dream was the Great Society, and Lou lived it every single day.
He had a vision to accomplish, and he had these beautiful songs. He's a very fine songwriter.
I was young, much younger than now. I've learned to swear and make a vow. And I was so very young in my mind. I've learned to leave the past behind.
You won't believe it, man, but hunger is something which, which has always been, with Lou Majaw and the family for those years.
I've known hunger since I was 10. Loneliness is my good friend.
Like, we had to wait, because my stepfather, God rest his soul, he'll go and work in the morning, he'll come back at night, 9, 10 o'clock, and he'll bring only rice. So sometimes when we cannot take the hunger anymore, we'll just boil it, and the minute it's finished, we'll just eat it. But there were times that my mother was saying that, no, it's already 9, 10 o'clock, let's sleep. So early in the morning, around 3:30, 4, then they'll prepare, that rice and things. And then we'll just get some vegetables, because in Maulai during those years, these squashes, they grow wild and that. So we get these kind of things. So that's how you can say it's because of all these retrospection, But when I wrote the song, it's not because I want to project poverty, but it's what I went through, what I felt. And then when I am on the other side, when I wrote the song, I became, a free person. So it's, it's a song of joy. So that's why it's across the sea of sorrow. And towards the other lines, I've known love and hated too.
I've known love and hated too. Made a dream that don't come true. Felt a lot, and yet there is more. Every knocking on my door.
cannot be what you want to be, why not try and be just what you are? When a person is out of that freedom, kind of thing, then yeah, I'll set your soul on fire.
If you cannot be what you want to be, why not try to be just what you are? And now, set your soul on fire.
I was really, disenchanted with the entire lot. Because especially when you come across the teachers who tells you what you should do. When you have something to say, when you raise your hand like this, sir, then say, no, you sit down. So your views are not allowed, So that way it even pissed me off, a hell of a lot. So eventually I just dropped out, man. I said, no more of this bullshit.
Hey, Mr. Teacher, I guess it's time for you to go to school. 'Cause you know, as a student, you learn to be a wiser fool.
Lou inspired AJ, Rudy, Sam, Ferdy, and many others who found their calling in the Great Society. Their music, their songs, their struggles inspired generations across the country.
Set your soul on fire.
Like I said, we can't say enough of what he's done for music. He, Great Society, have done for music. It's amazing.
Come to think of it, the Dylan gig, the Bob Dylan gig, which happens. Lou started that way back in 1972 in a place near Laban.
For me, the Great Society was many things. It was not just a band. It was a learning ground, a legend, a way of life, an inspiration. Ironically, I have never seen a single show of the Great Society, and it didn't really matter though. This is the 33rd year of the annual Bob Dylan Birthday Bash. Sadly, from this year onwards, Bert Cooper's theme Young will never play the drums again.
He woke up, the room was bare. He didn't see her anywhere. He told himself he didn't care. Pushed the window open wide. He felt an emptiness inside, to which he just could not relate. Brought him by a simple twist of fate.
One year, this Bob Dylan show, 24th of May, was clashing with some commitments that I had. So I told him, can't you do it on the 25th or 26th? Or he said, hey baby, if somebody told you to celebrate Christmas Day on the 26th of December, what would you say? So you see, he's that kind of a human being. I think that story tells it all.
After all, the guy is almost 50, he's touching 60, man. And it's not possible to sustain like a Sachin Tendulkar. I mean, it's just natural that you will start. But I mean, the guy just doesn't give up, you know. So he's what he is even today.
I'm standing at the crossroads, and I don't know which way to turn. I've been on this road a long time, a long way to run. Though I know I'll never make it to California.
By 81, the band was getting a bit nice, and I think we kind of peaked somewhere in 83. 83, 84, 85, I think these were, as far as I remember, while I was in the band. These to me were the best years, where the music was really chugging out, and so that was the time we got some gigs. Of course, we didn't go to too many places. We went almost all over the Northeast. We'd go to Delhi very often in those days. Often means once a year at least. Then Calcutta. And we had a very enthusiastic response. But that was part of the thing that began to trouble me, because the band, I think the legend had become bigger than the music. And so it became almost like I knew sometimes in a show when what I thought or what other members of the band thought was a terrible show. But the audience would be, really enjoying it. And I realized that you could go up and do anything and they would enjoy it. And then that's what started worrying me and eventually led to my leaving, because that's no fun, You can't play badly and have everybody jumping up and down.
Around 85, AJ left for Delhi to pursue his dream, I should say. Yeah, it must be his dream, which is a reality now.
That was when I was the first guy who left actually the Great Society, because for certain reason and all that. Maybe for musical direction and all that, I want to do something new.
I was about 26 or 27, and though I enjoyed playing with the Great Society, you also want to do other things, by the time you get interested in different forms. And so I felt I needed to learn some other stuff, and so. Plus, it was a point where it was also economically getting very difficult to live on over here.
See, no, where Great Society was concerned in the end, I think it just became boring. Because we were not doing as many original songs, and then Lou started, doing lots of other things. We were doing a lot of pop. We started doing some Elton John stuff. And we started doing, not bad, I'm not condemning those songs anyway, but then how we started and what we became was something totally different, and then we never recorded anymore after that. And there's so many songs.
This guy, he wants to sideline kind of thing like that. But I guess that's what they thought. But I definitely encourage them to get involved with other musicians. Which, the irony is that it's what they are doing now. Now, after how many years?
And I used to go there every day and nobody around. And I realized that nobody is interested, so why should I be interested? So one day I told him, and I think he got a shock. I'll never forget that evening. We were sitting down, we were having a drink. Then he said, then I said, hey Lou, I want to take a break. He said, yeah, it's good to have a break. So I said, no, I want a break. I want to leave the Great Society.
What I felt, when I summed up the entire thing, the entire, vibe that I got from that day itself, it was everyone is there as individuals, not as, as a band, as the Great Society.
I love playing Great Society songs. They're so punchy, and I want all the youths to know them, to know what Great Society is. And but bringing them back as a permanent band, I don't know. Somebody will really have to work hard on that.
The reason why it came apart was because of the talent that was there. AJ himself was a very talented person. He had to find other avenues to expand his music. Rudy, again, is a very talented musician. Lou on his own, again, is a very talented musician. Sam, again. So I guess they had to have opportunities where they could also have enough elbow room and flex their muscles in a way. I guess that's why the Great Society although it was the beginning of something, but it had to allow people to find their own pastures. I think that was the reason why it came apart. I don't think there was any other reason, because till today I think the respect that the Great Society members have for each other is tremendous.
Though I know
All the other band members moved on to carve their own path. But Lou still continues to follow his dreams.
a place in the sand.
Mama, take this badge off of me, 'cause I can't use it anymore.
A whole new generation has moved in, but it did not take me long to realize that kids in Shillong still love fights and they still love music.
Knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
I've got 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls. Over there. My eldest son, he's playing, they're going to finish school this year. So they're into guitar, and Elaine, she sings. She's got quite a good voice.
My kids, God has blessed me with 4 daughters.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters.
Because they didn't win anything, but then they're getting their gigs. I never had those chances, man. Their gigs, they're starting off early now, So I don't mind. I mean, if Leon wants to get into music.
Where music is concerned, they're more into, their mother told them, be serious with studies. Everyone says that. And I don't really push them when it comes to, just because I'm a musician, should push them. You should learn, I don't do that. I just observe things. I don't send them to schools, music schools and all that. I just want them to learn, how I learned. I don't read music, you see? So it should be gifted, should come in you. So I've noticed 2-3 of them, really gifted with music. All of them, in fact. All of them.
Oh yeah, I have started teaching them. Yeah. And the eldest, the older one, she's really into it. She's reading and all that also. I don't have a son, so I don't know who will be the next guy who will, whatever I'm doing, I want them to be also on the same path. I don't think it's so bad. Music is great. Drumming is greater.
I mean, like this guy, because in my mother's house, they're watching TV and things like that. So whenever there's something, peppy, adverts and things like that, and this guy, things like that. And, imaginary guitar, like that, he'll just do like that. I said, fuck, this guy, it's too much, man. So I'm saving some money. So the minute I have enough of that money, I'll buy for him that small guitar, so that, let something for him to fiddle. He'll just break it, you never know. But I definitely will do that. But definitely the interest is there. But I'll never push him into this. And to be a rock star. Oh, wow. That's playing bass guitar, man. Wait a while, okay? Action. Wait a while. Wait a while, stop. Wait. Where's the key? Huh? Where did you put the key? I know. Key, man, the key for that small gate. Oh, you got another cap? Yeah. Okay, so I'll just show you. Yeah. I'll just show you. Oh, yeah. There's so many things, man, so many projects.
In a barren land, chains of freedom won't let me make a stand.
So that's about, you can say that sums up about the Great Society. So it's not that the Great Society is dead and gone. Great Society, it's always there because Great Society is you, is me, is everybody.
Not too long ago, there lived a family. They lived, worked and laughed, mostly for free. The going was tough, but they stuck through some bad. And when I think of those days, they still make me glad. Still make me glad. Then some moved on, some stayed for good, like a tree branching out, yet not lose their roots. Tomorrow who knows if the sun will shine. So I'll just wash some clothes. Need to get rid of this grind. Gotta get rid of this grind. Live and love and learn from each other. To scrap and hug and be friends forever. 'Cause every day is just another dream. Think of where you go, not where you've been. 'Cause stone milk's got no cream. No, it's got no cream.
This is the entire setup.